Well, I want to actually put this word out for a lot of people think that the military is going to save the day if there's all this bad corruption in the regime that's going on in the United States and there's going to be a coup or whatever. You know I always hear this type of talk, but I'm going to tell you the reality is no way in hell, probably not. There's more restrictions within the military than people think. Actually, the military has to obey orders whether they like them or not. And to give an example is, here's a real good example, because during the beginning of the Great Depression, when we had catastrophic problems in the economy in the early 30s, they had the veterans from World War I who were promised bonuses march on Washington. Now that was a peaceful demonstration. It was something where they rightfully were due the money. If people maybe aren't aware of this, and they basically marched on Washington, set up camp, and they wanted their money. And Roosevelt ordered MacArthur to disperse the protesters, and MacArthur had to do it. General MacArthur, is one of the people that Roosevelt considered a problem because he was almost like a maverick. And actually, if you look back, even if you look later on, he was the guy that would have actually made it. There wouldn't have been no North Korea today if MacArthur had his way. He says he's going to start a nuclear war with China, but that would have been the end of. There would have been a united Korea under a South Korean type of government today if MacArthur had his way. He was an independent maverick in many ways, and a lot of things happened correctly for the United States because of MacArthur. But even so, when he was under orders to disperse veterans of World War I who were due bonuses, he had to do so. And that's exactly what will probably be the outcome if there's some kind of, I don't know, if the military is ever ordered to do something. Don't count on something going on within the military that will protect United States citizens from aggressions of the government. I hate to say that. It may be that way, but don't count on it. Actually, I'm going to stick in my name. Well, I'm a veteran, I guess, but yeah, I am I don't like saying that word a lot because, a lot of people play that word up a lot. You were in this, and I was in this, and I served my country. Yeah, a lot of people get a paycheck, I'll tell you one thing I used to say when I was in, I said a lot of, I'd like to see the real dedication because all the salaries ought to be cut in half because, I take a cut in half of my salary when I was in, and I can get by on that because there's food, clothing, and everything else is pretty much, well, you got a clothing rational thing, whatever, maintenance allowance. But, I have enough money because, if you use the facilities, they provide you with food and shelter, and everything you have basically is almost like disposable income. So I could have took a cut in half of my salary when I was in, and I said, let's see what the real dedication is if they cut the salaries in half. And he said, well, that's why we have an all-volunteer army. And well, what are they really volunteering for? The money, or are they volunteering for dedication to service and to the American people and the Constitution of the United States, or are they volunteering for direct deposit? See? So, in a way, that's one reason you almost can't count on that 100%. I mean, it's within the military, I'd say there's far more people that are constitutional than even in the average population. But the problem is, on a hierarchy in the military, they call the shots, and they weed out and they get rid of all the people that aren't yes man. So there's basically no freedom of, there's no First Amendment rights in the military, basically. Forget about it. There's no any kind of rights in the military, man. There's none. There isn't any. So actually, where the real strength is, it's in with the veterans, believe it or not. Except a lot of the veterans are like falling apart, maybe. I don't know. I mean, really don't know. I can't judge. I've been out of the military for a while, but the actual real strength that really would back up the American people more than anything is probably the veterans. More the veterans. I should probably go into D mode, which is discipline mode, all the way. And but even as a veteran, I don't know. I've been out a long time. I still work out a couple hours a day and everything. Some people say, "Nah, you don't," but I do. I work out hard every day, pretty much every day, 6 days a week or more. And, that's probably more than what active duty do. I know that's more than active duty do. When I was active duty, I used to work out 2 or 3 times a day. Yeah, really. But the thing is, you really can't count on the military to, fix everything. That's not going to be the case. They'll obey orders. See, a veteran is not really under orders of any damn thing, That's the thing. But, there's always strings they got with veterans, like you might have, some kind of benefit here or benefit there or something, or as a veteran you might get this. I don't get any kind of check or nothing. I wasn't politically correct enough to retire. Well, I don't want to knock the retirees, but you know what I mean. I'd say I was highly politically incorrect, but I was very tactful about it and also presented accurate information. But that doesn't matter because when they put you up, when you go through the channels and stuff like that, if you wind out, you get passed. What happens? It's because of you're a real expert, Ron. Right? You almost broke the record on the rifle range. You're real super high class PFTs. Your education, your old scores are really good. And I don't know why this idiot over here who's unk on the rifle range got picked up, and this one's on light duty for 6 months, and this one got picked up, and you got passed. It's just how it is. Hey, I know why. Because basically, I was one that said stuff, and I just could tell you right now, I said it very tactfully, not even like I say on YouTube, but I'm untactful on YouTube big time. But I'm also unprofessional on YouTube a lot of times. I talk plain, not unprofessional, but I talk plain. But I have to tell you, in the military, they got no rights. So if the hierarchy is a bunch of socialistic, I don't even want to call them liberals, because a true liberal is a constitutionalist. How's that? A liberal is a good word, because that means freedom for all Americans, individual rights, and the Constitution protects the individual rights of all Americans. That's what a real liberal is. They twisted that word around. Let's call them communist, socialist pigs, fascist, or whatever the hell you want to call them. That's what you got on the top of the political regime, and they basically forced that on all the military leadership to be yes man. If anybody's not a yes man, I know that there's a lot of leadership in the military that are playing yes, and I don't even know if they are. But you got to give the example. I have to give you the example again of General MacArthur. Definitely wasn't a yes man. When it came push to shove, he was giving orders to disperse even veterans that rightfully were owed bonuses from World War I during the Great Depression, and they were peacefully demonstrating to freaking disperse them with tanks. He did so. So that's what I'm saying. You ain't gonna be able to count on that shit. Period. All right. The veteran is probably more so. Depends, but I don't know. It's difficult to say. I think I was a little more unique than it. I don't know. But I do know that, people in my family joined the military, not just for patriotic reasons and stuff like that. I don't know. They knew how to do their shit before they went in. You know what I mean? They knew how to do their shit before they knew how to. They went in, and it's like they knew their shit. They already knew it. It's like they got some training in the military, but they already knew it. So, I always look at it the old Roman way. The military comes about from the family first. And the family is the strength. And the family's got the power and the arms, and they'll use it. So if there's some kind of bullshit that's freaking wrecking the independence of the United States, it's going to come from the family, and it's going to come right back at them that way, and they ain't going to know which way it's going to hit them from, because, I'm just a sweet guy, and I love everything that's going on, and, peace, harmony, goodwill to all men, and I think Jesus is going to save, right. Anyway, actually, I'd live a little bit about that, because, some of these religious freaks they aggravate the hell out of me, because, they piss off some people on this thing right now. But I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of people look at this religious beliefs and his predictions about, this is going to happen and that's going to happen and it's in the Bible and Jesus is going to save the day. This big punishment's going to come down. Well, also, I look also way back at ancient history, even before the Romans were around. If you go back 15,000 years ago, it looks like there was a lot of established, very much high-end cultures that were going on in the earth, and the earth got destroyed by something. I don't know, maybe it was something from the outside or whatever the hell it is. Well, I don't think Jesus did anything. Jesus wasn't even around back then, you know what I mean? Maybe God did it, but I'm telling you right now, religion is a game to keep you under control. Keep you under control. Your spirit is within you. You're a free person, and that's all there is to it. Somebody's laying down a bunch of bullshit on you, and they're trying to control you. Screw them. That's the way it goes, man. That's the way it goes. I ain't gonna wait for Jesus. Okay? I'll just put it to you that way. So, just remember, the actual strength is probably within the veterans and within the family itself. Just remember that. Because, I'll tell you what, if you want to really turn into a superhuman fighter, somebody screws up somebody in your family, you're gonna seek vengeance. See, this is where the whole game is gonna backfire on their ass all the way. And see, this is the game of the Illuminati where they try to destroy the family. Remember that, because they're looking for a bunch of controlled plebes. You know what I mean? But if they freaking, a lot of times where people get superhuman strength and they do things they can't believe they could ever done, screw somebody up in your family. So that's where the strength lies, right there. Just remember that.